Now, when it comes to single joint work, like bicep curls, hamstring curls, sissy squats for the quads and stuff, I've always been on kind of both sides of the fence, either saying, oh yes, it's very good, it's practical, it's efficient, or no, it's not functional, it doesn't really do that much for muscle and strength, and back and forth over the years. But there's no denying it that if you want to really shore up some weak links in your physique, both strength or aesthetically, single joint work can really work well for you. What up, my friend, and welcome once again to my channel here, helping you to be fit and live free by taking a fundamental approach to diet and exercise. I'm Matt Schifferly. Today we're taking a more practical look at single joint exercises, whether you're using cables, bands, free weights, my personal favorite, calisthenics, aka suspension calisthenics, that makes a lot of this stuff possible, for kind of a bodyweight bodybuilding type of thing. Now, back in the day, I used to have a lot of, quote, bodybuilding style programs. I did a lot of single joint stuff, a lot of tricep extensions, that sort of thing. And it worked pretty good, but I had a lot of the negative things that also associated with it. My workouts were pretty long, there was joint issues going on, and sometimes it just didn't build up the muscles the way I wanted to. And it wasn't because single joint stuff was bad, it's because I didn't learn these key lessons. So key lesson number one is probably the most important, which is integrate, don't isolate. Because I always made the mistake of thinking, all right, these chest flies are all about my chest, pectorals, so I don't want the shoulders involved, I don't want the biceps involved, I don't want everything else. And because of that, it actually decreased the amount of neural drive, because after all, the tension in your muscles is put there by your nervous system, not the exercise or the resistance you're using. And because I was trying to shut down all the other muscles associated with what I was trying to focus, it basically decreased what I was trying to focus and the muscles that I was actually trying to work. So integrate, don't isolate. Even though this is very much about my triceps, I'm still keeping my back engaged. I'm still keeping my shoulders working. I don't want to isolate my triceps because the more I try to isolate it, the more I could be kind of handicapping the amount of tension and strength I put into them. So when I have an integration approach, I know that I'm not trying to isolate in the triceps, I'm trying to emphasize the triceps. By doing that, I create a lot more flow of the tension and the resistance, or rather the forces going through my body. So there's a lot less stress on my joints. There's nothing in my elbows right now. But it also allows the muscles I'm trying to emphasize to work a heck of a lot harder because I have a lot more stability associated with the exercise. And it's a lot more comfortable so I can push harder and really push the muscle to a high degree of both strength and hypertrophy stimulating fatigue. The other point is that of programming. Now, I used to be the kind of guy who'd just sit out on a preacher curl machine and just do curls till the cows came home or until I could barely pick up a curl bar with my biceps. But that can be a very inefficient way to go about things because you spend all that time and energy in the gym or doing exercise and you've only worked that much of your body. You have to have that much work for the rest of it. So either you're neglecting certain key areas like maybe your hamstrings or you're just using a lot of time and energy. So I usually prefer to use single joint stuff as either a pre-exhaust, where I'll do like some bicep curls and lat pull downs for a couple sets. And then when I do my pull-ups, it kind of really enforces a lot more fatigue in those key muscles, or as a finisher, like in my grind style calisthenics approach. So that way I've got the main meat and potatoes strength moves, dips, push-ups, squats, that sort of thing. And I'm just doing a couple of quick sets of chest flies and triceps, and then just frying out the muscle real quick and easy, and I don't have to spend set after set with a lot of very wasteful junk volume. And then lastly, I really like the use of more of like complexes when it comes to using rings or suspension straps. So after doing some, for example, weighted dips, I may get some chest flies to just really kind of fry out the chest and come forward and go right into the triceps and get the triceps worked. And then maybe after that, just go right back into the chest flies for maybe a few less repetitions. So if I did 10 to begin with, I might just get 8. Of course, I can adjust the resistance, well, on the fly, if you pardon the pun. And then here again, and basically just get those muscles nice, emphasized, and fried out in practically no time at all for the finisher. So single joint stuff is like anything else. It's a tool, but the effectiveness depends on how well you implement it and the proficiency you bring to the exercises themselves. Personally, I always find that if my workouts are feeling stale, or if I'm having trouble being motivated to work out after a break, like taking a vacation, single joint stuff just makes it easier to really stoke the fires back up and get back into my training. You can check out some of these micro workouts on how to integrate compound and single joint workouts together for chest and triceps and back and biceps. And, if you like this, hit the buttons and the likes and the shares and things like that. But otherwise, best of luck in your training. Thank you very much for watching. Be fit and live free.